Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a Stanley Cup final preview with Nashville and Pittsburgh. This thing is just here to block the light, so yeah. So, I'm going to start with like the stats and everything. So, for the playoffs, Nashville 51.07515 CF percentage, 8th in the league. .945515 save percentage, 3rd. 8.93515 shorthanded percentage, 2nd. And for Pittsburgh, 42.04515 CF percent, 16th, .9295515 save percentage, 10th, 9.59515 shorthanded percentage, 1st. By the way, my friend might call me back. She kind of just hung up on me, so I was like, okay. So the head-to-head record is both teams 1-1-0 against each other. So honestly, let me talk about the last series. So let me talk about, I'm not going to talk too much about Nashville Anaheim just because, like, you know, but Nashville did play pretty good. I know they came back against Anaheim, I think, a few times. They had 2 disallowed goals in that one game, but they still won 2-1, so that was good. I did go for Nashville in the series because Anaheim took out Edmonton, and now I'm going to go for Nashville again because Pittsburgh took out Ottawa. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the Ottawa and Pittsburgh series. I did not expect Ottawa to go 7 games. I expected them to be out in 4. So I did count them out way too fast without even knowing that it was going to go 7 games. My friend told me the whole time, and you know who you are if you're watching, which you should be watching, bitch. He kept saying, oh, it's going to go 7 games, to be honest. And I was like, bitch, don't say that. Because I cannot handle Game 7s, and that's exactly why. It went to double overtime. And I actually recorded my reaction. That's my last video. And I was like, and I cried after it. My reaction was so bad, but I'm getting over it slowly. It's not easy because obviously Ottawa came so far, but whatever. Pittsburgh has some injured players. That's actually what I'm going to talk about next. Injuries for like both teams. But honestly, Nashville played a good series, and Ottawa was 1 goal away. There's a nasty spider right there, and it's starting to move. Don't even. Anyway, so, yeah, I guess both teams deserved to advance, Ottawa and Pittsburgh, because, like, both of them played pretty good. It was actually pretty even for the most part. Just the 5-1 loss in Game 3 and then the 7-0 loss in Game 5. Those two were, like, really one-sided. But, yeah, so now onto the injuries. For Ottawa, they had a great season. I hope they come back. Where's the spider? Okay, there it is. Why is it coming down? No, go away, man. I'm trying to do a video here. Like, fuck off. So, yeah. Ottawa had a great season, and I hope they can do the same run next year and hopefully advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. I expected them out in the first round, so, I mean, I'm glad they made it this far. So, I cannot be mad at that. Definitely a huge step up from last year, so, yeah. Now on to injuries. And honestly, for Nashville, too, like, I didn't think they were going to be the team in the Stanley Cup Finals. Definitely not. So, yeah. By the way, I'm just going to say my predictions right now. So, I honestly think that Pittsburgh would win in, like, 6 or 7, but I think either Nashville or Pittsburgh, obviously, in 6 or 7. It'll be one of them in 6 or 7, hopefully Nashville, because for 2 reasons, obviously because Pittsburgh took Ottawa out, and the second reason is because they won last year, they do not need to win it again. Like, someone else can win it this year. I hate when the same team, and this is my team, of course. I hate when the same team wins the cup twice in a row. Again, unless of course it's my team. But yeah, I just hate that because it's like, bitch, let someone else win the cup for once. Like, you know what I mean? So now moving on to injuries. So for Nashville, the biggest loss for the Predators is, of course, number 1 center Ryan Johansson, who nonetheless was part of the Clarence Campbell Bowl celebration. Johansson is out for the rest of the Stanley Cup playoffs with suffered compartment syndrome in his left thigh. That sucks. Kevin Fiala is also out for the remainder of the playoffs after sustaining a fractured femur. Femur, is that your knee or something? So femur in Game 1 of Nashville's second-round series against St. Louis. Mike Fisher is day-to-day with an undisclosed injury that kept him out of Nashville's lineup for the last 2 games of the Western Conference Final. Craig Smith also remains day-to-day with an undisclosed injury that has kept him out of the lineup since May 7th against the Blues. Although he was on the ice for pregame warm-ups prior to Game 6 of the West Final, the Predators are optimistic both will be ready for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. By the way, Game 1 is going to be, so I'm literally recording this at 12:16. It's now Sunday, technically Saturday night, but yeah, it's Monday is going to be Game 1 in Pittsburgh at 8 o'clock p.m. So I'm definitely going to be watching, and I hope you guys are too, because it's going to be a great series, to be honest. I did want to see Ottawa and Nashville, but at the same time, Pittsburgh and Nashville is going to be good too. Either way, it would have been a good series. So, yeah. Now for Pittsburgh, the injuries. I know they had a lot of injuries, or they have a lot of injuries, or something like that, so Nashville has the advantage, I think, for that. So for Pittsburgh, Patrick Hornquist, Justin Schultz, Tom Konechny, Kanahackle. I don't know where the hell they got Konechny from. Where did the spider go? Okay, sorry, I just keep checking to make sure it's not disappeared, because then it could be anywhere. I get paranoid when I see a spider and then it's not there anymore. I'm like, where is it? So yeah, Tom Kanackle and Chad Ruhedel, Ruhwedel, each missed most or all of the Eastern Conference Final. Schultz was the only one who returned to the lineup for Game 7, scoring a goal and adding an assist on the OT winner. Fuck that guy. No offense, Caps fans, but honestly, I really wanted Ottawa to advance, but it is what it is. So, Hornquist's availability for the Stanley Cup Final is unknown, but he did return to morning skate with the Penguins on Thursday. That's a good sign, of course. And, of course, star defenseman Chris Letang, yeah, he's been out for a while. Has missed the entire Stanley Cup playoffs with a neck injury and will not return. Sidney Crosby and Connor Sheary are healthy now, but it's worth noting both have suffered concussions during this run. Honestly, I'll give props to them for playing during concussions. I mean, of course, they still want to play. It's the freaking playoffs. They're not going to let a freaking concussion stop them. So the top story for Nashville. So for Nashville, this marks the first time the Predators franchise has reached the Stanley Cup Final. I did not know that. It's also the first time their general manager, David Poile, has made it this far after more than 40 years in the business. Holy crap, that's crazy. His Washington Capitals reached the final right after he left. Oh, shoot, that sucks. The only GM the Preds have ever had, Poile has 4 years built competitive teams on a budget in Nashville and has a reputation for being an excellent trader. See Forsberg for Iraq. He has a long history of running a team that has drafted and developed top-notch defenders, which these Predators are all about. But their best blue liner came via trade. The 2017 Stanley Cup Final may go down as a decisive moment in the post-PK Subban for Shea Weber trade debate. Should the Predators win the Cup in year 1 of this major change, and with the Habs facing some difficult decisions and an apparent closing window in the next 2 to 3 years, it would be impossible to say Montreal came away winners. And if Subban wins the Conn Smythe, hoo boy. I obviously copied this off the freaking internet, so whatever the hell this says, yeah. More than anything, Nashville has earned some long overdue attention from die-hard hockey fans in other markets, who are realizing something followers of the Predators have known for years. This is not only a hockey market, but a unique hockey market. The atmosphere in and around Bridgestone Arena is unlike any other in the NHL, and with a fun underdog group on the ice, Nashville is an easy team to like. Now for Pittsburgh, the top story. The Penguins seek to become the first back-to-back Stanley Cup champions since the Detroit Red Wings in 1997 and 1998. Honestly, it would be great to win 2 years in a row. I actually want to know if a team has ever won 3 times in a row. That'll be insane. In the salary cap era, and especially at the end of a playoff season that has advertised parity in the NHL, a Penguins repeat would stand out even more with that context. The story with this team, however, is how they've gotten this far with a ragtag group of blue liners that are led by Justin Schultz in points, a player who didn't even stick with the Edmonton Oilers at their low point. Not only that, but Schultz was one of the many Penguins players who missed playoff time with an injury, sitting out 4 games in the Eastern Conference Final. Brian Dumoulin and 36-year-old playoff rookie Ron Hainsey averaged the most time on ice, but Olli Mata was given the most in Game 7. A true blue line by committee. The defense was recognized as Pittsburgh's chief weakness when they won the Cup last year, but at least they still had the tang. So now with Marc-Andre Fleury highly likely to move on this summer, the Penguins will have an opportunity to use that cap space to improve the defense, so they might be able to come back even better next season. When the Crosby-Malkin Pens won their first Cup in 2009, it was seen as a passing of the torch from one great team, Detroit, to another, and a run of championships could be envisioned. Since then, Chicago and Los Angeles emerged as powerhouses, but the Penguins would take that crown back with another win. Malkin, 30, and Crosby, 29, are getting up there in age, but are still young enough and clearly good enough to win more. And Crosby picks up the Prince of Wales trophy for the second straight year. So now the Conn Smythe candidates. So for Nashville, one is Pekka Rinne. So Pekka Rinne has been helped by a great defense corps in front of him. But Rinne has been a brick wall for Nashville from the first game of the playoffs. His point, my hair's a mess by the way. His .941 save percentage is the best of any game of the is the best of any starting goalie this postseason, and I'm like tired and my eyes are like acting up right now, so I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So his .941 save percentage is the best of any starting goalie this postseason, as is his 1.70 GAA. His save percentage has fallen each series, but that more has to do with how incredible he was against Chicago in round 1. Against Anaheim, Rinne still posted a .925 SP. Save percentage, I think that is. So number 2, Philip Forsberg. Nashville's top scorer with 15 points in 16 games. Forsberg has been their most dominant possession player and leads the team with 53 shots. That's insane. Which is third in the NHL to Phil Kessel and the eliminated Jakob Silfverberg. Forsberg's 14 even-strength points are the most of any forward still playing. And the third and final one for Nashville is PK Subban. Johansson, or Johansson, however you want to say it, would have fit in here had he not gone down with an injury, but Subban also fits the bill. Just 1 point behind 9, the team leader for scoring among defensemen with 10. Subban has really excelled as a shutdown defender against opposing teams' top forwards in the first 3 rounds. So now, Pittsburgh. The first one is, of course, Sidney Crosby. To see the impact Crosby has had, look no further than Jake Guentzel, who is your league leader in playoff goals with 9. Crosby makes others around him better. He is tied with Malkin for the most even-strength points on the Penguins with 12, in one last game played, and gets the most ice time of any Pittsburgh forward. Since we're talking about Crosby, before I move on to number 2, which is going to be Evgeny Malkin. So Crosby is an amazing player. Honestly, I really want him to play for one of the Canadian teams because, like, why is he on Pittsburgh? He's Canadian. Come back to Canada. Play for a Canadian team. There's 7 Canadian teams, and you choose to play on an American team? Come on. Like, of course, you can play on whatever team you want to play on, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, come to a Canadian team. You're Canadian. My friend, and if she's watching this, you know who you are as well. She stated something along the lines of, all of the American teams have Canadian players, that's why they're so good. And all the Canadian teams have bad American players, and that's why the Canadian teams are not that good. Which, honestly, I can agree with, but some Canadian teams do have Canadian players, and some American teams do have American players as well. So yeah, number 2 is Evgeny Malkin. He leads the Penguins in total points by 5 over Crosby, but the reason why he's ranked below number 87 is because many of those points were bunched in the first round. Malkin earned 11 points against the Blue Jackets in round 1, and in the East Final he got most of his production in a 7-0 rump. And third is Phil Kessel. Penguins team leader in shots on goal, Kessel has been a consistent producer throughout the postseason. Had Fleury not lost the crease to Matt Murray, he'd make this list. but with a goalie out, Kessel is the best forward option. No one from the depleted blue line will be winning the Conn Smythe or Smith on this team. The X Factor. Colton Sissons. I don't know who the hell this person is, but yeah. So the loss of Johansson was devastating, and although no one player can fill that hole in the lineup, as Andrew Berkshire pointed out for Sportsnet, at least the Predators have options to try and bridge some of the gap. Enter Sissons, who got an assist in the first game Johansson missed, and then scored a hat-trick in the series clincher against Anaheim. Matt Murray. Honestly, Matt Murray has been amazing in the Ottawa series. I cannot stress that enough. He was really good, so he will definitely be hard to beat for Nashville. So, Matt Murray, breaking news. Shut up. I keep getting notifications. Like, I love you guys, but shut up. I told you guys I'm doing a video. Like, bruh. As good as Fleury was to get the Penguins to the Eastern Conference Final, Murray was the better goalie all along. I definitely agree. Coming back from injury in a Game 3 relief appearance for Fleury, Murray took the reins in Game 4, making 24 saves in a 3-2 win. Then shut out Ottawa in Game 5. That 7-0 loss, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? I mean, I definitely give Ottawa props for winning Game 6, only 2-1, but they did force a Game 7. They lost, but they forced it to go to double overtime, which is insane. And they did get heavily outplayed in the first overtime, so we were lucky it was not over in the first overtime. Of course, it did end eventually, but yeah. So then shut out Ottawa in Game 5. He didn't allow more than 2 goals against in a game to close out Ottawa. He's fresh after not having to play through the grind of the first 2 rounds. Rinne will be put to the test by the Penguins' offense. He definitely will, which led the NHL in the regular season with 3.39 goals per game and leads in the playoffs with 3.05. Most of Pittsburgh's scoring comes from centers Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, and forwards Phil Kessel and Jake Guentzel. Those 4 have combined for 79 points, 30 goals, 49 assists in 19 games, and have scored or assisted on 42 of the Penguins' 58 goals. Crosby and Malkin, who won the Conn Smythe Trophy in 2016 and 2009, ranked 2nd and 3rd among active players in career playoff scoring, trailing Florida Panthers forward Jaromir Jagr, who has 201 points, 78 goals, 123 assists in 280 games. Crosby has 157 points, 56 goals, 101 points in 142 games, and Malkin has 153 points, 55 goals, and 98 assists in 143 games. So the blue line scoring boost. Rinne's outstanding play has overshadowed Nashville's offense, which is tied with the Anaheim Ducks for 2nd in the NHL with 2.94 goals per game in the 2017 playoffs. Like its opponents, Nashville's scoring comes from its top players, but with their defensemen involved to a greater extent. Nashville's top 4 defensemen are Ryan Ellis, Roman Josi, PK Subban, of course, and Mattias Ekholm. And they have combined for 39 points, 11 goals, 28 assists in 16 games. One more point than the top line of Philip Forsberg, Ryan Johansson, and Victor Arvidsson, with 38 combined points, with 13 goals, 25 assists in 16 games. Nashville's top line has dominated opponents. With Forsberg on the ice, the Predators have outscored opponents 17-4 at 5-on-5 and have a 275 to 201 margin in shot attempts for a Nashville leading SAT of ±74, which ranks 3rd in the NHL. But with Johansson out for the Cup final after having emergency left thigh surgery following Game 4 of the Western Conference Final against the Ducks, the Predators' defense will be asked to do even more in the offensive zone against the Penguins. Possession battles. The territorial advantage gained by Nashville's top line is more of an exception than a rule in the playoffs. As a team, the Predators have lined up for 233 faceoffs in the offensive zone and 287 in the defensive zone at 5-on-5. That's a zone start percentage of 44.81%, the lowest in the NHL. Based on shot-based metrics, the Penguins have not fared much better. At 5-on-5, the Penguins are down 930 to 823 in shot attempts, for a league worst SAT of minus 107. On a percentage basis, they have taken 46.95% of shots, which ranks second to last behind the St. Louis Blues, 44.71%. And now the last thing I'm going to be talking about is late scoring. Let me just move this over. Late scoring. The Penguins and Predators thrived in the third period. During the regular season, Pittsburgh led the NHL with 103 goals. That's freaking insane. In the third period, 76 against. That's a lot. In the playoffs, Nashville has outscored opponents 24-11 in the third period. Honestly, the third period is obviously the most important period of the game, so to outscore opponents by that big of a margin, that's great. The Ducks, 16-15, and Penguins, 22-16, are the other teams to outscore their opponents in the third period during the playoffs. And that's all I have down here. So this video has already been 21 minutes, and I raised my arm because the light is making me not see the thing. So for the next few minutes, since this is the last video, this is basically the last NHL video I'm going to do. Of course not like forever. I will come back in October and I'll probably do a preview of the whole NHL. By the way, the Ticats are coming back. They're actually playing June 8th in Ottawa. So that game is like just over a week away, like 10-11 days, so I cannot wait for that. By the way, guys, I'm graduating on June 7th, and I'm not going to like vlog or anything that day because it's going to be an insane day. But just to let you know, I'm graduating on June 7th. I have a trip on May 31st to Canada's Wonderland, so I'm going to vlog that day. I'm probably not going to vlog on rides because I probably can't. But yeah, a lot of stuff is coming up. I'm graduating, it's almost summertime. Exams are going to come up, and this summer overall. By the way, I'm also going to go to Cuba in August. I think it's for sure. And I'll try to like vlog, or I'll try to like record a lot there, and I'll post it on YouTube. So that's going to be in August. So now, again, since this is going to be the last NHL video, I hope you guys have loved these videos. I will, again, do them for the next year's Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm probably going to do videos for the Ticats, definitely for the playoffs once they come around. And I'll try to do like a preview video for the Ticats. The Blue Jays have been doing good too. TFC has been doing amazing as well. I will try to do videos for like TFC during the midway point of the season, and same with the Blue Jays. And for the Ticats, I'll try to do like a season preview eventually. But the next video you should expect is the Canada's Wonderland vlog, which should be out in a week at least. Because I don't know when I'm going to have time to like edit it, put all the clips together, put it all in order. I'll try to vlog as much as I can. But again, this phone dies very fast, and like, look at my phone, it's all smashed. It's bullshit. So this is what I record with. I have a camera, but it's I don't have an SD card. I do, but it won't fit in that one that I bought, so whatever. So I may post videos before this video, I may post 1 or 2 videos like before the vlog, the Canada's Wonderland vlog, and if anything, it'll just be a cover because there's nothing else like I can really do. So I hope you guys have loved my Stanley Cup playoff videos. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the Stanley Cup finals. Just like I will. I'm gonna go with Preds or Penguins in 6 or 7, and yeah, I hope all you hockey fans love the last series, and yeah, can't wait for October, but I definitely cannot wait for June, because then obviously I'm graduating. You know, a lot of things are happening in June, and then obviously August. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and I will be back eventually with more videos. Unfortunately, this is my last NHL one for a few months, so I hope you guys have enjoyed them, and yeah, I hope you guys like my predictions and everything, and I talk way too much, so I'm going to shut up now. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, like my content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.